Good morning, fellow Nigerians. As always, I am George Onibe. Of course, this morning, I want us to look at a message I simply titled, Three Instruments of Sedition by Nigerian Manipulators to Sedate Nigerians. It's quite confusing, but let's break it down. Three instruments being used by some Nigerians who are manipulators to keep fellow Nigerians sleeping. Medically, they will say they sedate you before operation. And then politically, they seduce you in order to use you to rebel against existing authority or structure. Sedition and sedating. It's important you remain awake consciously. And it's amazing we are losing it all gradually. All of us have been placed to sleep. And only the watchmen are actually awake. And how many are we? How many are they? How many are actually watching? And Jesus said to the disciple, watch and pray so that your day of evil will not overcome you. Watch and pray because the days are evil. And these manipulators know the truth. And so what do? They will put you to sleep. But it's important you know that you can still be walking around, but yet you are sleeping. It's important you understand that the sleep I mean at this moment is metaphorically presented to you. I'm not talking about going to bed, but it could still mean not going to bed, because the police, the army, the vigilante, other securities, they don't go to bed at night. But if you don't know, you are not a policeman, you are not on night duty, you are not an army man, you are not a vigilante. You can sleep. But this issue regarding our society, you cannot afford to go to bed. I know you are not understanding it. Nigeria has a series of problems that need to be addressed. But I want you to pay attention that nobody is talking about it. We have found ourselves in a generation where almost 50%, if not more than, because I don't want to exaggerate, of Nigerian youth believe in Yahoo, 419. They have beautiful names. They wear big jeans trousers, big shirts. They drive expensive cars. They live in affluence. And if you are not sleeping, those of you in diaspora, you see white people every day. And yet you are working out your ass to make ends meet, to pay your bill over there. Does it mean you don't know how to do Yahoo? All those 13 years boys, 14 years boys, 17 years boys. Are you telling me they have brain more than you to deceive Oyibo? They say Mugu don't fall, Maga go chop. But we are sleeping over that issue until it get to our doorstep. Because when you hear of money ritual in its real sense, there is nothing like money ritual. And there is nothing like successful Yahoo. But don't quote me right. There are things you do spiritually, doors will open for you. But I wonder the God that bless one to destroy another. That is one. And so there are people who can have that luck, privilege of attaining to level in life they never dreamed of. But in real occasion, look at Nigerian history, for instance. Somebody known as Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, all of a sudden, boom, from a school teacher or thereabout, he became the president of Nigeria. And one of the best for that matter. It is sign of good luck, sign of favor from God. Things like that happens. But by the time you see anybody wear big trousers, wear big polo, carry iPhone 100 and the rest of them, and he say Yahoo, driving expensive cars, think again. We are sleeping over it, but it will get to all of us. I'm coming. Those are not areas they are using now. But I want you to see the areas we are sleeping. When I mean there is nothing like money ritual, what I actually want you to know is that 99.9% of people who say they have okite, money ritual that will make you be rich, they will tell you the truth. It's about blood. That is why they call it blood money. They are not pranking any Oyibo. Of course, some of them are doing. But 99.9% of them are just murderers. They are killers. That is why each time the police, the army get to them, they are very fast to settle, to bribe. They are the one that taught Nigerian security agents that you transfer money for police. And so some of them have their POS. We are sleeping over it. But hold on. These people you call Yahoo. Let's go back to the issue of Otokoto. Many people believe Otokoto is a ritualist. When Otokoto was arrested, what did they discover in his hotel? Human remains. Recently, Iche Emilion and other criminal-minded hotel owners and DBS, they are discovering in the southeast. I think they are ritualists. What are they seeing? Human remains. All these hotels springing up everywhere. You mean people who are carrying women don't have a house? Who is patronizing that hotel? Use your brain. But the truth is, Nigeria is a very heavy market for human trafficking. People get missing every day. Nobody talks about it because we sleep over it. And so when you call a small girl because you are a Yahoo boy, you take him into one isolated hotel and they sedate the person to sleep, and then they remove the organ, traffic it because the buyers are standing by. We are sleeping over it. To us, it's Yahoo. Some of you are even buying Android phone for your children. They put them into different things to make it look like it's a ritualist. My dear, they are human organ trafficker. Nothing more, nothing less. They have buyer waiting across the globe. They teach them how to harvest human being and then harvest the organ, the kidney, the liver. Nothing more, nothing less. We applaud them. But one day, they will come for you. We sleep over issues like that. And at the end, look at the fate, the future of the next generation of our people. Only very few of them still have something upstairs. All they think is, how do we make money? How do we make money? How do we make money? We're sleeping over it. There are many areas that we are sleeping over. Let's go on, for instance, to look at how loud we can be. I want you to look closely across every, how do I call them? Every race of Homo sapiens. From the Caucasians to the Asians to Africans. I want you to watch all of them. When you see a Caucasian millionaire, they don't make noise. You hardly know wealthy Caucasians because they don't need validation. Their morality have not been destroyed. And so being rich is like normal to them. But watch Africa. Once African man have money, he wear big chain, Snoop Doggy dog, he wear everything, big man, one in a water. This is to tell you that mentally they have been damaged. But I don't blame you as an African though, because considering the desecration of your culture, the destruction of your morality, the slavery, the traumatization of all these invaders, I think you need to tell them you have arrived, but you're sleeping over reality. Because the earlier you understand it's not about seeking for validation, the earlier you understand that nobody takes a kingdom by words but by action, the better for all of us. But let's not go further. If you understand, you understand. But let's pay attention to what is going on, because these are some of the things we neglect. We think it doesn't mean, or you think it's the right thing to do. There are ways sinners right unto a man, but the end of it all is destruction. Look at what is doing to Igbo Biafra people. Everywhere now they are looking for validation, and everybody now laugh them and make mockery of them. I can name them from MFFK and the rest of them. Everybody now. I see even some Southside people who have land. Because these Igbo Biafra people who are actually slaves needed to prove to you they are not slaves. Just like a poor African mentality having been damaged by slavery. They want to tell you they are not slaves. They have arrived. Where did you arrive? You are sleeping. You need to wake up. Until we'll start creating powerful men. Of course, they will be killing them. But we are aware we are creating powerful men. And yet they walk humble among us. And then we know we can attend to that greatness without stepping on another person's toe. Our children will not appreciate greatness. Only flattery. Let me remind you. Bob Marley, let's assume he's an African man. He was one of such people. Do you know the wealth he controlled even at a tender age? He never talked about his anybody. Let us look at it. If you know what wealth Michael Jackson controlled, you will know what led to his death. Should I begin to mention? But let's leave it at that. And this is our Nigeria. A country where we have a lot of issues. A country that is run by a petroleum-driven economic. Nigeria economic is run by petrol and kerosene and diesel. You know their names. And yet, we don't have refinery. And yet, we have people with the, intellectual capacity who can initiate modular refinery. We have people who have this idea. At least since we run petroleum economic system, we should be able to track all our oil. There will be no vandal. There will be no all this rubbish they are chasing with fire. It's just a distraction. Because the real criminals, you will not know them. Actually, President Olusegun Obasanjo, ex-president of Nigeria, was the one that introduced to us that a president must become chairman of NNPC, board of all the directors. He was actually trying to point out to some loopholes. We had hope that when this NNPC, refineries, everything there is put under check, and then we will have a more prosperous nation. But then after he left, we didn't feel much impact. We only knew they were stealing money there. From that day, it became tradition in Nigeria that your president must become automatically self-appointed and mandated to manage that resources. But Nigerians are sleeping over it. Nobody talks about it. So whatever goes in or comes in, you don't know. You're sleeping over it. We have a country where our youth are fleeing every day and very desperate to involve in one act or the other, despite the fact that most of them had great talent. It doesn't matter. Some of you are sleeping over it. You see, when I look at those of you in diaspora, I feel you don't have choice, but it's okay. Whatever you do, begin to make arrangements for your children, your blood to still walk on this earth. You will not understand, but one day I will make you clear to you. And if you are there, you are sleeping, you are going to die there. My brother, don't die there. Don't die there. Let me tell you the bitter truth. If those your children will not come back home, my dear, come back home and have children. I should not be saying this. If those your American children, you know they are not going to come back home, I say come back home and have your own children. Because somewhere along the line, don't think that death is the end. Death is just the beginning. There will be no room for regret once you cross this dispensation. I can't go back to my mother's womb. There were times I was there playing with the umbilical, in the water, in the womb, everywhere. I was enjoying it. And when the moment of transition comes, look at me. And one day, I'm going to put up this mortal body to put on immortality. You will not understand, but let me not digress. And so issues like this, you sleep over it. Now you have made the money. What else? You're sleeping over it. But why men sleep? The enemies did not sleep. The enemy are not bad people. Because the enemy are there for a purpose, but you don't know. Your friends cannot do for you what your enemy will do to you. Your friends cannot deliver the purpose of God creating your enemy. And so we need them all around us. We want plenty enemy. Because without them, there are levels we cannot get to. And that is why I say, thou have prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemy. Because you are going somewhere. Your friends will not take you there. Let me tell you something before we continue. Remember, 3 instruments they are using to put all of us to sleep. And you cannot afford to sleep in that issue. I remember when I started life newly, or rather as a Christian. And I'm part of those Christians that believe that you have to suffer. The struggle is the glory. You remember the code? And one of those days, I went home to see my mother. I was really very poor. And when I got home, I greeted my mother. She knew me before I become a Christian. I dress very well. Okay. You understand? But then as a Christian, I turned to Zachariah and John the Baptist. And I came in home that day as a holy brother. My mother looked at me and said, see you. Yeah, Pekin. Come get out here. And I saw Pastor B, people call the church. Get out here. If you see what my mother used the mouth to wipe me. I love my mother. He used her mouth to wipe me up and down. I wept. I cried. I was just traveling down from Lagos to Abo. My mother laying eye on me. That is, I don't forget that experience. I cried like a baby. I said, Mommy, no problem. I took my bag and returned back to Lagos. That was when my brain started working. And this is because my mother knew that if they don't treat my fuck up, I could be those people who believe they call the whole world and give me Jesus. She wanted me to know that I can get the whole world and still have Jesus. You will not understand. That is why our enemy are not our problem. But are they the one controlling you, or you are the one controlling them? There is no shortcut to any journey in life. It's a marathon. And the earlier you know and stop avoiding shortcut, the better for all of us. Now let us continue. Why there are teething problem of kidnappers all around our communities? Everybody is sleeping about it. We only talk about it when they struck. But pay attention since this year. There are a group of people who are doing these 3 things. Number 1, Ask yourself question. Before this year, everybody was attacking Yoruba pastors. Adeboye do this, Kumuye do that, Oyedepo do this, Olukoya do this. It was Yoruba pastor. I don't support any pastor. If I tell you what I went through in the hand of pastors, you will be shocked. But I know that even though they can be fake, there is a God that sits in heaven and presides over the affair of man. That is why you see their matter, I don't put my mouth. If you put your mouth there, look at that thing. Just accept mene take care of fasting for yourself, because your days have been numbered. There are things you do not know. Don't toy with them. Let me digress before I continue. I know a young man who actually is a chartered accountant. And many years after he left school, he couldn't get a job. He managed with his wife to buy a car then in Lagos and started doing kabu-kabu. And with this kabu-kabu, they can barely pay for house rent. But the guy was a devoted Christian. I think I talked about him in my last broadcast when I talk about a guy who don't want problem. And in most cases, when we were in Lagos, if I'm driving out, I always see him, his vehicle broken down. The least I can do is to help him to a safe place. I was good at doing that for him, because he's my town man, he's my brother. So once I see him, I say, wait, I'm coming. The next privilege I'll come and tow the vehicle for him with my car. And then we invited the man of God to our church then. The man of God, we later discovered that he's a Yahoo. That is why we brought it in. He was even coming to preach in our church with somebody's wife. Somebody's wife is his side chick. But don't look at the pastor, it's not my concern. Because my bishop later discovered, and they were regretted ever bringing that man to the church. A pastor who is coming to church with another person's wife as a side chick. This person don't know God. But this is what happened. When he was preaching, he told the congregation that somebody should touch the heart of God. Normal psyching. Come and give to God what Solomon gave to God and all those stuff. And this, my brother, went and sowed a seed that he didn't have the money. They actually asked them to empty their account. He went to his wife's savings, collected every money they have, sold that car, and then invest and sold it as a seed. The thing almost tore the family apart. The wife like, honey, how would you do this? Honey, this is wrong. Everybody was blaming the guy, but normally he was just looking at everybody. Remember, that pastor is the fakest pastor I've ever seen in my life. But he led people thinking he's fooling them to God. And at the end of the day, they began to struggle. Life was here. And in less than a month, he got employment to work in Diamond Bank as a cashier. He has not worked in that Diamond Bank up to in fact, before they could staff him, they've given him appointment to go to another bank and become a branch manager in Imo State. And I tell you, between God and man that created us, that before they could even staff him, they've given him a house in Imo State. They've given him an official car. It should be Toyota Sigma then. He put up on his laptop that Shea called him for interview. The person I told you is Auditor General. South. But let's leave it at that. But the person in question, it was a fake man of God that psyched him. But you see, this is God. He knows what he's doing. He allows all of us to do what we are doing. Don't get involved. Don't let them deceive you. With human wisdom, the Bible says you will not see God. What about all the things you have been reading in your religion were all coded information? Only the few will see it. Now I'm coming. All of a sudden, you begin to hear, what are the name of all these pastors? Daddy, this one, Joshua or Motosho or whatever. You begin to hear Yoruba pastor. I call that people. I say, look at these people attacking Yoruba pastors. It's not your interest they are protecting. I've been privileged to be in a meeting where they are talking that a cross-section of one ethnic group, Igbo Biafra, were saying that Yoruba people are controlling their money. Because majority of their people go to Yoruba church. And they needed to see how they will discourage their people from going to Yoruba church. That was what it's all about. The money, not your destination. Rubbish. And so if I did not know the hidden plan, I'll be sleeping. I can't say, too much. That may be the Mugu. Don't worry, we'll know who is the Mugu in the end. And so I need you to pay attention lately. David Ebiomia came out and said, that God hates poor people. And honestly, who like poor people? They will soon be mocking me that I'm staying in an uncompleted building. They will soon be laughing at me that I am slain and hungry. Is that not a sign of poverty? So how many of you love me because I'm poor? How many of your family people who are poor do you love? Who love poor person? But try to understand what he was saying. For my mother to provoke me to work hard, he didn't tell me, my son, my ancestors bless you, may it be well with you. She used her mouth and wallop me. Flog off my axe, flog my brain into order. And the next time she saw me, I didn't steal, I didn't push drug, I didn't sell fake drug. I worked really very hard. I knew now I have to make money. In fact, the next time she saw me, I came with a car. And he said, hey, now I can call you pastor. But I didn't make money from church because they call me pastor even when I'm not pastor. And so all of a sudden, they tagged on that. Maybe David Ebiomia knew. And then he moved on and said, all of you who want to bring me on social media, if I catch you, I will arrest you. And then he's the talk of the town. If you did this one, if you do that one, he's a 419. The question now is that the real reason they are attacking David Ebiomia, you are sleeping about it, you don't know. Because there is nothing he has said that other men of God have not said. And there is nothing he's going to do that other men of God has not done. TB Joshua came preaching holiness and righteousness and the love of God. He was a demon. And then you have Opumpo scatter like Apostle Paul. He was a demon. Do you know Apostle Paul fought Peter inside the church in Jerusalem? And so will you be shocked when you see somebody like Ebiomia fighting? And I know get sense. All of them, and I know get sense. But the painful thing is that most of you don't know they are trying to push you into something you know nothing about. Okay, Yoruba pastors are now good because you cannot bring them down. This is attack on the South, whether you like it or not. Join them. You cannot talk to Nana, no get sense. Majority say, hey, he's a rajat man. Look at all of them yapping. Leave it. But to you that is listening, don't sleep about it. The last time I checked, they've not come to rob any of you. These are open Yahoo. Let us agree. They are saying, you oblige, you are willing. But remove Christianity out of the way. All of you ladies will be tying wrapper on your head. All of you men, he said that you will go and take your virgin somewhere in heaven, or you're going to live in the bush for a very long time, fighting a war that is not of your making. There is a reason God allowed all of them to exist, to create balance, the cycle of life. There's nothing you will do about it. But don't get involved. Don't sleep over the real agenda. Like I said, ask yourself, because this is attack against Nigeria. Do not forget there are many countries today that are no longer Christians, but they were Christians. You will not see any church there again. And believe me, that is where Christianity started from. You don't know what you are doing. So when you see people calling man of God, this one, if man of God do you anything, you feel like bringing them out, bring them out. But I will advise you, when man of God wicked 10 people, and that 10 people cry to that man of God, you will know that there is a man of God. Everybody don't behave the same way. Go and look at all the prophets of God in the Bible. Some of them will be crying. Some of them are very harsh. Some of them, what they will even see. Let me preach like Jesus Christ when he came to the temple in Jerusalem. He just looked at, they were doing banza, we do in Catholic Church. And Jesus Christ, a gentleman of God, son of God, took whip. He said he made a scourge of whip. He entered into the church and started wiping them, scattering the chair. That is what we call Upumpu scatter in Abo. He scattered the church. Man of God, son of God. And did you know what he was saying? Outside, the house of God should be called the house of prayer. But you people have turned it to a den of thieves. He was not saying, woe betide you, you Pharisees and Sadducees, leaders of the Sanhedrin. Woe betide you lawyers, and woe. He was warning all of them, If he were to be in a war, he would have been saying, thunder fire all of you Sanhedrin leaders. Thunder fire all of you who say you'll be lawyer. Than thunder for the use for them if Jesus was to be born in Nigeria. You think woe is a lovely word? And if somebody like David Ebiomia now say, thunder fire you, I know by now some of you would have roasted him. But we know there is something you are doing. You want us to sleep about it. and you want it to be as if you have sent forth. The forth in Nigeria, have you finished seeing it? Nigerians, pay attention. Don't join them. Number 2, if you watch closely in Nigeria today, there are people raising campaign against Tinubu. I listened to one of them. It's an Hausa boy. And this is what he said. That please, let's remove tribalism. Let's remove nepotism. Let's remove sentiment. What has Tinubu done that other presidents has not done that makes him unique? It's virtually nothing. And that is the truth. The question may be sincere. But where he's putting you to sleep, where was that boy when Buhari was in power? Or what did Buhari do another person? All of them are the same. Now, they will put you asleep to tell you Tinubu is bad, but Buhari was bad. Nnamdi Kanu told us that Buhari was bad and he is dead. And by the time you leave Buhari, there were people protesting, good luck is a woman, oh, it's a woman, oh. And before good luck, all of us cause Obasanjo, cause nobody has, because we are sleeping on the real issue. Now, let me give you my advice. When time for campaign reach, we will campaign for Tinubu. Do you know why I tell you that? Because if we cannot change the system, why we have this privilege, the next 8 years, our life will be taken from us. And if we are able to get ready for Tinubu 8 years to elapse, we can salvage Nigeria. But you will not understand, and I will not tell you. And if you allow them to use that same pattern, because they are giving you the same drug that made you chase good luck away from office. They are giving you the same drug that make you condemn all your presidents. And when you take this pill, you will go to sleep. They will operate you. You will still wake up and be crying. Beware of those people. What we should be doing is, how do we get credible leaders into office? If you say Tinubu leave after 4 years, good luck left. You did not allow him. You pursue him. It's okay. But there are a lot of things that is not in order. Another president will continue from. But when his tenure end, he knows stealing have end. He know they may create a political bulldog to come after him. He know he may be indicted. He know immunity have been removed. He will do what he want to do. Keep a slate for somebody to continue. From that person now, if you don't have a platform to put that person where he need to be, how he need to function, we will make the same cycle of mistake again. So all those people conversing and telling you remove Tinubu, they are giving you pie to put you to sleep. Tinubu is not the problem of Nigeria, and Tinubu will not solve the problem of Nigeria. The point is that they put you to sleep from reality, and then they plan their evil, and then they come back and tell you, Shebi, did we not tell you? And Jesus said in the book of Matthew chapter 13 verse 25, he said, and when men sleep, the enemy came and planted the tares among the wheat. It is only on the day of harvest you can separate them. And the day of harvest for Nigeria, if we truly want our nation to be great, is 8 years after now. If you pull anything, you will destroy the good and the bad. Today now, Hausa want to tell us, Tinubu is evil. But when Hausa people was there, Nigeria was good. It's our one Nigeria. Una no go run. Nobody goes anywhere. Maybe all those Bible Biafra say give us Biafra. When we say give us an Niger Delta Republic, what you una do? You go nowhere. Una no they go anywhere. Yoruba, enjoy your own. At least if we talk to Tinubu and I say, oh, you hate Tinubu, we don't hate anybody. We only want you people that say you are majority. Do the right thing. Let me explain. The reason this shenanigan is sustained and maintained in the Nigerian political hemisphere is because 3 of you are fighting. Only 3 of you want to consume us, assimilate us, destroy the rest of us. But what you are doing now will lead to a process where everybody will be fighting everybody and nobody will be fighting anybody. And then I will see how you solve the problem. Let us pray we don't get there. But the Igbo Biafra people are trying to upset the balance already, and it has started already. Let us pray they will not succeed, because that is why we are here. And then finally, the next place they are putting you to sleep, and most of you are sleeping already, is Saga. I hope you are following it. Number 1, that attack on David Ibiome, there is something they want to do. It is against the South. It is against Nigerian religious platform. Don't be part of them. This is a war you will not win. You will destroy yourself. Forget about that thing you say you know. Number 2, you see all these Tinubu no do this, all these people trying to talk moral. You know, we are illiterate. We didn't go to school. Avoid them. The only thing any Nigerian can do now is, how do we get credible leader after Tinubu time is up. Allow Tinubu to do what he wants to do. Everything that is not applicable can be overruled. Nigeria is not operating on a rigid constitution. It is flexible, I should say, because that is the essence why we have weekly law review. Those of you who are lawyers, I don't know if you are still printing it anyway. And this having been said, the third one there is saga. If I go on the internet now, I will see Urobo people no get sense. Urobo are useless. Urobo. They say Urobo na Zobo. They can't write our name for internet. Say we be Zobo. Urobo. I tune to another package again. I begin to hear Ishana snake. Ishana snake. Ishana snake. I go to another one. No, there is no kingdom known as Benin. Benin, I am Ronaldo. They speak big English. And then I choose to another one. Another bathroom, we say, see me, I am Igbo man. I am Ikwere man from River State. I'm original man. All these things na saga. Urobwani Shekiri. Why have you not been fighting on social media before? Okay, I don't know social media. On our son Magnus Oraka, they for Plateau State, they run a map. They watch on the moon herself. Aya Urobo destroy Shekiri. Shekiri destroy Urobo. Oya Abraka Patani, all of na carry bottle. No, make on a carry bottle. But the point is, what is causing this problem? They don't put all of una to sleep. Una don't even know what they want. I understand Oliongo, Esako, Ekpoma, Awuchi. All my life. I've never seen them fight each other. And despite the fact we feel, we don't even know. We feel they are not the same. We don't even know. Because I've never seen discrimination between this Oliongo, Esako, Ekpoma, and Awuchi. We call all of them Benin. You're sleeping over it today. You are winning on the saga. I'm a Benin man. I'm original. Isha is a snake. Use your brain. There is something going on you don't know outside the saga. And then another one say, I'm a shaman. Benin is Igodomigodo. Benin na conquer Igodomigodo. We will take over our dynasty. Yeah. There is something you are not seeing. And then we come to Anyoma. It's only Anyoma people that this thing has not crippled into. And the reason why this rubbish has not crippled into Anyoma, if you play with Abo people, they will knock your that is, if we slap you, your eyeball will jump out of your skull. And I'm sure that is why it has not happened. But we did not allow them to penetrate us, because the people who are actually doing this thing presently are those Igbo people who say they are Biafra people. Why all of a sudden Igbo unity? You must be united when Biafra fail. Don't sleep over it. When I was younger, they used to have women group. In those days when Omoship was still recognized and functioning, from Anyoma, where I come from. From both my father's side and my mother's side, I have Inyesses, the Omos, the Chanos, they are all the same, depending on the dialect. And when they go to this meeting, they are like a Yaloja of Yoruba land. And so when they go to this meeting, there is a song they used to sing. I see women from across Anyoma. I was still very small. They will gather with our traditional attire, claimed by Igbo Biafra people now that it belongs to them. And they sing this song. Where each time the meeting time comes, it's like August meeting. You begin to hear, if you are listening to me, you are elderly woman, maybe you must have been part of this age grade meeting for women, Anyoma women. Anyincha bụ n'ofu nne, anyincha bụ n'ofu nne, mana anya bụ n'ofu ọgbọ ọsa iyewo. You should have heard that song. And today somebody is coming to tell us garbage. He migrated from my papa, he migrated from my mama. Beware of those instigators. There is something they are looking for. Maybe to upset the balance. Watch out for them. Don't let them put you to sleep. Because when you are ignorant, when you allow them to deceive you and you are sleeping, you are gone. Never go to bed. Never go to bed. I was asleep. Just that I opened one eye. They gave me the tablet. I said, we are doing Biafra. I said, why are we going to do this Biafra? We said, because we are going to address political imbalance. We are going to address Fulanization. We are going to address resource control. We are going to address Bill of Rights. We are going to address secession. We are going to review constitution and then restructure Nigeria. It's what we want. We want to address all of them. You know, see what happened for Guni? Some group of Air Force go bomb Pamoye Mail. Say that it's in a crude oil. But they never bomb Boko Haram by mistake. Now that one I want to talk now. Why they never bomb Boko Haram inside bush by mistake? People they do Pamoye. I know they have seen smoke and so it's fire. They did not bother to check even though it's fire. Maybe there were children there. Maybe there are people who are there are not supposed to be there. So if Tinubu was to be there now, or Tinubu family was to be there, they will bomb all of them by mistake. Make on the mumu ourselves. Everybody go collect in own 1-1. And at the end of the day, here we are. We started sleeping. Now the cannot started. Yes, you will give us Biafra. Yes, sir. Yeah, you will give us Biafra. Yes, Igodomigodo is Biafra. Yes, Igodomigodo. We are not thinking. We were sleeping. We were sleeping. Until hopefully we wake up small. I say, this motor will enter an obedient movement motor. Driver, stop. You say, you know they go anywhere, then stop you. Next I see come and you enter. Now the same people, but this one now, Igbo Unity beggars. You say, waiting now. Their latest motor now, Saga motor. After follow my comment session, you will understand. And to you, they want you or create means to justify what they are doing. Trust them to the detriment of your own people. And so if you are a Nigerian, you're just listening to this broadcast, pay attention to this three angle I just pointed out for you because of time. And maybe you begin to know the truth. And certainly, the truth will set you free. We have teething issues. We have challenges. We have problems we must address. Why they are pushing you on this path? They are equipping their people. They are training their people. They are planning how to take over your land. They are buying your village with the money they collect from your village. They are destroying you and making you unpopular. They are taking your heritage, your culture, your value. They are destroying it. And then they want you to be sagarin. I have been calling on some people from the South. I said we need to set up something that will lead to something that will help us connect our people and know what is really going on in our land. Since these Igbo Biafra people say they will not allow us to rest. But some of you don't understand it. It's not your fault. Because very soon Igbo Biafra will come here. He's hungry, he's looking for money, he's a scam, he's a foreigner, he's Onyoshi. But you Benin man, you Ishan man, you Urobo man, you Akwa Ibom man, you South man, when we they contribute money, including me, they give Nnamdi Kanu. We were not hungry, we were not a saboteur, we were not stealing, we were not armed robber. And then Nnamdi Kanu's sister, Nayanya Ogolichowa, was everywhere on radio and Facebook. Ego Dozobodo 1, Ego Banko 1, Ego Longmwanye 1, Ego ETA Street Polo 2. Biafra passport 3. They even have Biafra University in Yoshi. And some of you have diploma in Biafra University. Only God knows where you went to get the diploma in Yoshi. And today now the can say, well, the man is looking for who to give 100 million to bring Wiki head. We give our money to see how we go restructure Nigeria and make it better. Begin they take drug. Make it peace say you get mental problem. Maybe we know the psychiatry where we go chain and put. Rubbish. But we were sleeping. If we didn't wake on time, maybe after Facebook now they say, you know, we the Biafran people, we no go grip. But in family they for London and I dey for uncompleted building. In family they school for UK. I didn't get mansion for Kenya. And I never ask what you go do for Kenya. Allow them to fool you. Allow them to gaslight you. Because that is what they tell you. But believe me, we will get there. Those who are choosing are choosing. The only thing we promise them is that none of them will be allowed to sell the next generation of our people. It's just a matter of time. We will get there. I remember George Unibe. Of course, let's see if I can be able to see insult because my battery seems to be low. I need insult to charge it. What do I see here? Good morning, George Unibe. Sir, keep the gospel going. Of course, it's just morning. We have not started. I'm just warming up. You see, heat done. They do me now. I greet you from here. I see different Blackie. I greet you. I see Ikechi. You see, I am so. I can't see it very well. Well, Ikechi, maybe I will attend to you later. But then I greet you. I greet Uyi. Okay. All of you, I greet you. Those of you who drop insults, the rest are sure before the end of the day you hear from me. And to cap it all, don't forget, we still need to enlighten our people. We still need to wake our people up from slumber, from sleeping. Because they've given most of them drug, pile, that will make them sleep. And they will do them operation. They will castrate them without our knowledge. If you are interested, inbox me. And when you are coming, know that the project is capital intensive. But it is not by force. And so what you cannot let go, don't bother bringing. Somewhere along the line, it's going to take all of us to save all of us. The journey has already begun. Have a nice day.